Most traders use the Fibonacci tool, but very few understand what it actually represents and how to trade it. For most people, it's just a random cluster of numbers on a chart with no real logic behind them. This video is about the Fib and how to use it to find high probability entries and points of interest. Firstly, how do we draw it so it is actually valid? This is where most traders go wrong when drawing the Fibonacci tool. So listen up. You don't draw it on any random swing. You draw it on a clear impulsive leg. That displacement usually includes a break of structure, strong expansion away from a range, or a clear delivery phase. Once that leg is formed, you can anchor the Fib from low to high in a bullish move, or high to low in a bearish move. Now we have it drawn correctly. What levels are we looking at? The levels I personally like to use are the 0.25 level, which is usually used for shallow retracement zones. I don't treat these with much power, and I'll get to exactly why in just a second. The next level is the 0.5, or more commonly known as the equilibrium level. This is the most important level when using the Fib. This is because it signals when a range needs to be rebalanced. It also signals premium and discount. If price is above the equilibrium level, we are in premium. If we are below, then we are in discount. So if price is above the equilibrium level, we should be looking for sells. If it is below, then we should be looking for buys. But what's the real logic behind this? Well, institutions are simply not interested in chasing price. They want to transact around fair value before continuing business. This is why equilibrium matters so much. And that's also why you'll see price pause, react, or consolidate around the equilibrium level before continuing in the original direction. This is just efficiency. This is not randomness, and that's exactly why I have this one rule when looking at the equilibrium level. I will never buy when price is in premium or sell when price is in discount. This is because institutions have zero interest in buying in premium or selling in discount. The next important levels I use are known as the optimal trade entry levels. I use 3 levels for this. Firstly, the 0.62 level. This is an institutional level, and it is often used for continuation trades. Next, the 0.705 level. This is basically the midpoint of the optimal trade entry levels. This is a very high probability level when confluences are present. Lastly, the 0.79 level. This is seen as the deepest retracement point in the Fibonacci tool. Price will often be extremely aggressive / impulsive around this area. So now we understand how to draw the Fib and which levels to use. How can we find high probability entries instead of guessing random levels? It's simple. If a PD array is present around your levels, you would expect price to deliver there and react. But why? Well, if you understand what a PD array is and what its role is, then you will get this. But if you don't, then let me explain. PD array stands for premium discount array. These are basically any FVG, high FVG, order block, new week opening gap, new day opening gap, mitigation block, or breaker block. But it goes deeper than just that. Their primary purpose is to move price from either premium to discount or from discount to premium. All this is good in theory, but let's actually hop on a real chart so I can show you how all of this works. We'll also go through some real trades that I've taken. Okay, so now we're on the real chart. Let's just go ahead and look at this first example. So we identify our range and we can draw our Fib from the swing low to the swing high as it is a bullish range. And then we can go ahead and drop down to the 1 minute time frame. Let me go ahead and turn my indicators on so you can see. This was in the start of London session, and London session opens up. Something also to note here is that we have PD arrays in the forms of FVGs. We have an FVG here that sits in the 0.62 or the optimal trade entry levels, and we also have this gap here. We can also go down to the lower time frames and we can see the first presented gap in the leg. So let's mark this out, and then we can also go ahead, and that's a bit too big, but we know there is a gap sitting here. So let's just go to where this opens, and you can see we immediately displace lower. And what do we touch? The 0.62 or optimal trade entry level. And that aligns with a PD array like an FVG. And now all we need to do, if you understand how the market moves, now we've moved from internal range liquidity being this fib level and also this fair value gap, not this specific one, but we've touched this and we've also rebalanced this range. So now we will be moving to external range liquidity being this high up here, because that is how the market moves. So all we need to do is get an entry trigger like an IFVG, and there's two entry triggers here. There's a CISD and also an IFVG. So we can go ahead, leave our stop loss there. We can target this high. That is a bit of a wide stop, but let's just leave our stop loss below here or below this first FVG. And then we can just go ahead and play this out. And it absolutely prints. It would have gone a lot higher, but in trading, you just want to catch the low hanging fruit. And I did take this trade actually, and this would have been a better trade to take on ES because it immediately hit that external range liquidity as soon as we got that CISD and inversion. So that's the first example. Let's go on to another example from another trade I've taken. Okay, so this second example, let's just draw the fib from the low to the high as it is a bullish range. And what we can see here immediately, we did tap into this 5-minute FVG. However, we never hit this equilibrium level. Therefore, you could probably assume that price isn't done transacting within this range, and we need to rebalance this first before continuing higher. So let's just wait for that to happen. And Asia session comes on now. And that's the equilibrium tapped and that 5-minute gap tapped again. Now all we need to do is wait for an entry trigger. I took this trade, I took it around here on this candle closure after we got that inversion, and left my stop right outside that protected low and just target this next swing high. And obviously context matters to this a lot. You can't just be taking trades directly off it. It needs to be in line with your bias. And I took this trade because we were entering clear market maker buy model. I do have other videos on other confluences including that. And as you can see, TP smashed just without like any pullbacks because we did already rebalance that leg. So now it is safe to continue in the original direction. So that's that second example. Let's move to a third and final example. And this will be a short example. And yeah, let's just go hop straight into it. Okay, so this will be a short example. And this is going to demonstrate how well the optimal trade entry levels work, especially this last one, and how price gets very reactive when it touches it. And let's just play price action out a little bit more here. And as you can see, oh, Haas, we inverse these gaps, wouldn't you be? Oh, let's take along. No, we still have more draws on liquidity being Asia low and previous New York lows, lunch and PM low. So why would we ever take this trade? As you can see, this 0.79 level has been touched. We never even closed above it. And there you go. That's your inversion. You can take this and you can literally just write it down probably. And you could take it down to either here or Asia low. I took this trade on AS. I took it about here, but I got break-evened. Even if you draw it on this leg right here, we would have tapped that OTA level. Again, like you can literally draw it on any leg and you'll get a reaction from it. But there you go. Would have been in drawdown quite a bit. Well, not quite a bit, but you would have been for a few minutes and then you would have been TP just flush. So yeah, trust your fib levels because look at this. As soon as it hits this OTE level, what do? We chop around and then we just flush again and we continue to touch it. And as you can see, we transact a lot of business around this 0.5 level. If I could draw this. But you can see how many times we touch this level. Let's just draw like a box. But look how many times we touch this 0.5 level. And then we immediately go back down. Here was a different story, but we did come back into this OTA level. But you can see how the fib works in correlation to where people place their orders, especially at this 0.5 level. So yeah, that is it for me today. I won't keep you guys here too long, but I hope you guys did enjoy the video, and I highly suggest you go and check out some other concepts videos because they will really help you out. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.